Hi, in this animation we will talk about the moon. The moon is our Earth's closest neighbor and our only satellite. So, what are the characteristics of the moon? Compare the Earth and the moon in terms of size. The moon is actually smaller, not as big as at the beginning of the animation. The diameter of the Earth is exactly 4 times the diameter of the moon. We can fit 4 moons side by side inside the Earth. The shape of the moon is not a two-dimensional circle. The moon has a spherical shape, just like planets and stars. Compare the distances of the Sun, Earth, and Moon relative to each other. The Moon is much closer to the Earth than to the Sun. This is why it is observed from Earth as if it were almost the same size as the Sun. The Moon is not a source of light. If the Sun had not illuminated it, we could not observe our satellite. The Moon acts like a mirror, reflecting the light coming from the Sun to its surface, so it can be observed brightly from Earth. Let's examine the movements of the Moon. The Moon has 3 different movements. The first of these is the rotation movement that it completes around its own axis in 27.8 days. The second movement of the Moon is its orbit around the Earth. This movement takes about 27.8 days. There is an important situation caused by the equal duration of these 2 movements. If the Moon's rotation and revolution times were not equal, the entire Moon surface could be observed from Earth. But in reality, this is not the case. The fact that these 2 motion times are equal causes the same side of the Moon to always face the Earth. The third and last movement of the Moon is the movement of the Moon together with the Earth around the Sun. The duration of this movement is the same as the duration of the Earth's annual movement, that is 365 days and 6 hours. The direction of all these movements of the Moon is counterclockwise. As the Moon and Earth orbit around the Sun, their positions to the Sun are constantly changing. The size of the Moon's surface, which reflects light from the Sun, varies. Therefore, someone looking at the Moon from Earth sees the Moon in different ways. This situation is called moon phases. The Moon has 4 main and 4 intermediate phases. New moon phase is the phase when the Moon cannot be observed from Earth. The waxing crescent phase is the intermediate phase when the Moon is seen as an inverted C. The first quarter phase is the phase when the right side of the Moon's Earth-facing side is illuminated. The waxing gibbous phase is the phase between the first quarter and the full moon, when the right side of the Moon is seen more. Full moon phase. The side of the Moon facing the Earth is completely illuminated. Waning gibbous moon phase. The Moon is between the full moon and the third quarter. Mostly its left side is bright. The third quarter phase is the phase when the left half of the Moon's side facing the Earth is illuminated. The waning crescent phase is observed as the letter C when viewed from Earth. After a new moon phase, the time it takes to see the new moon phase again is approximately 29 days and 12 hours. This time frame is 1 month on the calendar. The period between 2 consecutive main phases and 2 intermediate phases of the Moon is 1 week. For example, it will take 1 week for the full moon phase to arrive after the first quarter. We talked about the Moon in this animation. I hope you have learned more about the properties, movements and phases of the Moon. Thanks for watching.